I think it's going to be like 80 in Washington or whatever. But it's a great day. I'm down at the mall, Lincoln Memorial, and there's a lot of, I guess, what is today? Friday? I even forget. Oh, every day's the same for me. I just love doing this. So it's hard to tell sometimes. But yeah, I think the next big grant's coming out. We're done with the pandemic, uh, and that issue is gone, sort of, maybe. People are still trying to recover from it, and that's why there's still a lot of money left, and that's why what's going on at the state levels and city levels is spending that money that's still left over. I see the Congress wants to take that money back to help with the debt, but I don't think that's going to happen. Uh, but more importantly, I think the next big thing is housing. Hi, Mary. It's housing. And you've seen it on the streets. We have more homeless. People can, rents are going up, property values are going through the roof. People can't afford anything anymore in housing. So that means ta-da, to the rescue. Well, I don't know. They're all solving problems, but they'll try. And so the way the government solves problems is they throw money at it. Okay, now that means opportunities. If you're looking for something to do or whatever, I always thought about real estate, stuff like that. Well, I would start looking right now. I get reports every day on programs, and I see like here's one that's in New York. They're giving you a $25,000 grant to fix up something so that you could make it somebody live there. So this is a grant opportunity. Here's it's called the dubbed undocking doors, Dubbed, and then unlocking doors, Unlockingdoors. Okay, so that's a grant program uh, that you could use that $25,000 grant to fix up something so you have housing for people. We have too many homeless. We have too many people that are. I have members that are living in cars or living on sofas and stuff like that. This is not a passing fad. This is reality for many people's lives. That's one of the reasons I try to keep Let's Go Help down to $25 or $20. I'm sorry, to have it for the average person who's struggling to be able to learn about these programs because they're for people like that without a lot of money. And don't think that you have to be poor. The government doesn't consider you poor just because you are destitute. No, programs for people with limited incomes go up to $125,000 now, even up to $400,000. I've seen. I mean, this is limited by income. They don't want to give it to rich people. God, I mean, to me, $400,000, that's a rich son of a bitch, or even $125,000. I mean, we have half the country in this where we live living on less than like $50,000 or $60,000 of income. They're the people we should be worried about because their life is struggling and it creates more health problems, all kinds of things. And the next generation of kids that are raised by these things are unhappy and cause troubles and stuff like that. Man, I'd be like that. Man, if you didn't let me play in the system, and I'd screw it up for you. Or I'd try to uh, because he didn't let me play. And so that's what the grant program for housing will be about. And it's local. We have to change rules. I mean, there's rules, now in every city you can't build many houses because people want a half an acre in downtown for just one house. That just doesn't fly anymore. So we got to change that. And of course, they're the rich people who own that, and they're hard to get in line with stuff that helps people who are not rich. And that's unfortunate, but that's reality. So we have to do that. And but still, no matter what we do to change the reality, start looking for programs at the federal level, at the city level, at the county level, at your economic development office level. Okay, and that's why the one place you want to know about is go to your county and ask for the office of Community Development Block Grant. You want to know the Community Development Block Grant at your county. Your city probably has an office for that too. The state certainly does, but most of the state community development block grants goes now to the city and the county. Uh, let's see. I finally get to see you after a while. Great. How's your day going? Well, it just started. No, actually, it started about 7, 8 o'clock. I did a video or two at home, answer questions or whatever. And remember, if you're member of Let's Go Help, here's a couple of things I want you to remember. Couch surfing, right? Trevor, I just got your new one. He sent me a real good one the other day. I forget what it was, and this was really interesting. I'm reading a book on poverty that really nails it too. It's a bestseller book, and it's very interesting and talking about programs that I didn't know about. And that's why it's always good to keep. And if you want to use Google at all, use it and just look at news. Don't look at all the websites, because then it's just going to be people that will be selling you something. You don't want to go to websites unless they're a .com. I mean dot. I got screwed up. I'm an old fart, man. I screw up a lot. Only if they're .org, org, or .gov, or if it's a news item, if it's classified as news by Google, they're pretty safe too, because they tell you about things that are new, and that's what you want to do. You want to know about new programs coming up. Get on the mailing list of your elected officials and your community development block grant, because see that money also used for businesses. That's where a lot of small business money comes out. That's a lot of, you want to improve your neighborhood. That's where a lot of that money comes out. You could be a nonprofit or not a nonprofit. You want to build a skate park, or you want after school stuff for kids or whatever. That's where that kind of money is too, and that's where it goes. And it's important to realize that. I mean, the fat cats, that's where they're going to go. Wow, that was pretty close. And so the average person, I mean, it's public information. That's what's so good about government programs. You all have, everybody has access to it just by living here. You don't have to know anybody. You don't have to do. You can attend the meetings. You can do everything, and that's how you get to know what the hell's going on. Because otherwise, you're only going to learn what's going on when people want to get money from you, because they're going to advertise the hell of it, and you're going to see that on Google or wherever the heck you're going. And no, you want to get the free stuff. I mean, if you have a lot of money, that's fine. But you know, I assume most people don't. Well, half the country I know doesn't. Maybe the other half has some, and they're the ones getting richer, and the other people, are just treading water if they're lucky. Oh, okay, woo, yeah, I've seen your name around a lot. So members, remember a couple of things for members. We have two websites. One is called Let's Go Help 2, and both websites are the same price. So when you join Let's Go Help, you get both websites, okay? And that's where we do a lot of the training, um, and a lot of chatter is there because it's organized that way for chatter and people helping people. The original website is on Facebook. Now you belong to both. And if you can't get into one of them, you just go to send Magic Mary an email. She's at send an email to letsgohelp@gmail.com, and that you're a paid member and you can't get in to the website. Either one. You don't if you pay, don't pay again to get into these things. Uh, and that's it. You could see if your payment is up to date. Here's where you could go to find out. Well, we're pretty close to National Airport. So that's downtown Washington, D.C. The airport is actually in Virginia, but the flight path is, it's just a mile probably away from here where they land. Hi, thank you, man. Here's the website to go to check if your membership is current. It's letsgohelpmember.com. Letsgohelpmember.com. That way you can ask me personal questions on the Facebook, and that's what to do. One thing I'm answering a lot of the questions that start on Facebook. So if you start a new this I forget what the heck they call it. Uh, uh, it's like a chat, but they call it a discussion. That's what they call it. So start a new discussion on Facebook. It doesn't go public until I see it and give you an answer. So that means it may be blocked up for a day or two, depending on how many people do that. and we have a good amount of members. Hi, thank you. And I'm very proud of that. And this is why we give out grants, because so many people have been nice enough to join for $20. And what we do with the profits is give it back to members. We're coming out with a list now for the April members. So check out, if it's not up on both, we should have the list up on both websites. If it's not there now, it'll be there soon. uh, to see the 110 people who get either 500 or $1,000. And please check. We have people who are not picking up their money. That hurts me so much. I mean, I want to give it to people who need it. You know, we pay ourselves first, so we're taken care of. Then what we have extra, we give it to people, and then you write in what you would do with $1,000, and we choose, like 110 people, and then they get 500 or $1,000, and a lot of them are not picking it up. Oh, please pick it up, please. I mean, it does. I know you can use it. If you wrote that thing, you can use it. Also, we're getting scammers. I know, man, there's more scammers now than anything. They're scamming and picking up money. I just is, oh man, that's why we have Let's Go Help too. That's more secure than Facebook. Facebook is easy. People have learned how to sneak in there, pretend they're me, and all kinds of stuff. Uh, it's who else we have here? Jamie, Francesca, hi, Mary, Iwana, is that what that is? Peter Gray Francis, Andy Grant New. I just mentioned one uh, uh, for being a real estate investor. You want to do that. $25,000. Fix up a property. I mean, real estate alone, every city has 150 programs in it. If you remember, we give you a report for your state that shows you 500 programs just for your state. Yeah, that's 500 programs just for your state. So when people say there are any grants, well, I mean, there's thousands. Unfortunately, it just takes work, and I've been doing this almost 48 years now. I just racked up the numbers recently, and it keeps growing. Anik, Matthew Lesko, in a 90s kid, I saw you on TV. Yeah, 90s were TV sold. This is much better. I was a paid member for 3 months, but I couldn't utilize it because I was in the hospital. Ooh, how sad. Uh, God, so I couldn't even use a computer. Um, well, go here. Here's where I need go to letsgofreehelp.com. Okay, that's a lot of the stuff is there, and it's free. If you need one-on-one help, then and more the reports for free and everything, then that's letsgohelp.com. But Let's Go Free Help is where you could start this, because now you have at least a little knowledge of what's going on. So try that before you give me any more money. Okay. and uh, but it grows every year, and that's why I think real estate, housing, people get more people. We got to get housed in this country. Good jobs. What's available now is a lot of grants for you to get a better job. So much free training money out there, and even living money while you're training for a job. A lot of money out there, because a lot of the COVID money went to job creation and stuff like that. Then the last couple of money, uh, see my comment. Yeah, I just did, and I think I answered it. Yeah, I can, because you're in a hospital, right? Right. So that's it. If it's silly to pay more, see what you can get out of letsgofreehelp.com before you give us any more money, um, and keep watching these videos. I have links. Everything I talk about, I put links in the description on YouTube. So if you're watching something here and I talk about job training programs or housing programs, I put the links right in the description. You don't need much more. And it's all about calling people, and that's what people don't do. They want to just have a link and fill out an application. It could come to that, but to find the right application, You really have to get on the phone. And that's why we have training. We have live training every week uh, on Let's Go Help 2 to do that. And you can ask us 100 questions a day. And actually ask a question on Facebook if you want to answer for me. Uh, Happy to do that because that's how I learn, and I keep learning that way. Uh, so I got to go back and answer questions, okay? Because that's what I do all day. You tell me what you need money for, and I show you all the government programs that are in business to solve that problem for you, okay? So either consultants that help you think through the problem, money that helps you throw money at the problem. So either way, that's what I'm about, okay? Talk to you soon. Have fun.